Being able to watch Netflix on your car screen during a road trip is really fun, but not only Netflix, there are a wide variety of streaming apps that you can have. It's just plug and play and everything is happening on your factory car display. Now this is what you need. It's called MMB Entertainment Box or Multimedia Video Box, and as the package shows, it can do some cool things like wireless CarPlay, screen mirroring, and even Google Play. It's compatible with a lot of cars that already support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can check the list on the website, I have the link in the description. But if you already have an aftermarket receiver like Sony, Kenwood or any other brand, it will most likely going to work with that as well. Now let's go back to see what's in the package. As soon as you open the user manual, you will notice the specs of this device, and we learned that it's basically an Android based box. That means it doesn't require a smartphone in order to operate. Comes packed with this GPS module. This requires a little bit of work to install it. It's not required unless you plan to use the Google Maps without a smartphone connection. Are you saying Google Maps? Yes, as I said, this device is based on Android 9.0 and you have access to the Google Play Store. That basically gives you endless apps that you can use, including many navigation apps, which requires obviously GPS connection. Leaving that aside, this is the MMB box. As you can see, has the brand name of it. It has two USB ports, Type A and on the other side Type C. Now the Type C is going to be the one that connects to your car. The box itself, it's made out of pretty solid, good quality plastic. Feels really nice in hands, doesn't feel cheap, and has a shiny finish. I have two USB cables here, but it only comes with one. You have to select the one that is going to work for your car. Whether you have the USB-C or the traditional USB in your car, you have to make sure which one is the right for you. Newer cars already have a USB-C connection. Now let's test the unit in the car and see how it works. In my case, I'll grab my USB-C to the Type A, even though my car has both ports, USB-C and a USB. I will suggest you to plug it in the USB that is designated for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Some cars have multiple USB ports, but only one or two of them they will support the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you plug it in a different one, it may not work. So we've plugged it in here and give it a few seconds. If you see the light flashing, that means it's loading, and you gotta understand this has to boot up, and it takes a little while, just like a regular phone. When you turn it on, it takes a while to turn on. And as soon as it boots up, you will see this MMB splash screen. Then you are welcomed by this safety prompt. Just tap I know, and now you're gonna notice that your car system will recognize this device as a CarPlay unit. So basically what this box does is tricks your system in thinking that this is a CarPlay phone, an iPhone, but actually it's not. So you did nothing wrong here. That's how it's supposed to be. And this is how the main screen is gonna look like. As you see, there is Google Maps and a bunch of other apps. First thing you want to do, since this unit is work as a standalone, you just have to connect it to a Wi-Fi hotspot. Preferably that would be your phone, unless you have something else more advanced. So first thing I would do is just go to the settings, and from here tap on the Wi-Fi. Now you see a list with the Wi-Fi networks. If you plan to use your phone as a hotspot, you can go to the settings, then tap on the personal hotspot. You have to set a password there. I just have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and you can see right there is the hotspot name. In my case it's iPhone, so you see it's showing in the list. Tap on it and it should connect, and then the top left corner of the screen you will see the Wi-Fi icon. That will just be there to confirm that you are connected already to the wireless hotspot. Once you are connected, you can do a bunch of stuff. As I said, you can use Google Maps. You can even add more apps from the Google Play Store. And the way you navigate through the menu is pretty easy. You can just slide through the apps and you can also move the apps around. For the one that use the most, you can have them on this slider here, but I will show you later how to do that. Now the way you're going back from apps, you are always gonna have this home button on the left corner there, but if you, let's say you're going to the Google Play Store, you can actually switch from app to app. I will show you in a second. The home button is always gonna stay there on the screen. It will disappear after a while if you don't use it, but if you tap it, you will see a bunch of icons here will open up, like a back button, home button, and oh, what happened here? Let's tap it again. So we have a back button, home button, and then we have the app switcher and Google Assistant. So if you press the app switch, you can switch between apps or even close the running apps. That is pretty cool. It's just basically, just if you are familiar with Android, then you should not have any problem navigating through the menu and getting used to it. It's gonna, everything basically gonna look familiar to you. Now I want to do a quick demo and show you how Netflix works. We're gonna just tap and open up the Netflix app, and here we go. It's just the Netflix logo, just like on the app. This is pretty awesome. I like this feature a lot, especially going in a long road trip. Everything feels like the time passes faster, and it's more entertainment for the passengers, but not so much for the driver, as I don't recommend watching Netflix while driving. This is mostly for the passenger. So here we have a title that I chose, and you can hear is actually going on.
No, why?
He's missing. I don't know where he's
So as you can see, this is how it's working. Now if you have to close Netflix and do something else, you can do that as well. And as you can see, it won't close immediately. It will show like picture in picture. This is how this feature is called, but you can close it. You can watch while doing something else, of course, but now I'm gonna show you how to reorganize the apps on the main screen on this slider. The ones that you planning to use often, you can add them on the first two top rows where it's gonna show home. That's gonna be your slider. I just added the Google Play Store on my slider, and it should show right up there that it is Google Play app in the slider. Now another thing I want to talk about is the USB drive. You can plug an actual USB drive in the other port of the box. You can use that for playing images or a video or a movie. If you have that, is gonna work as well. Now another cool feature is the CarPlay. This box can turn your CarPlay wirelessly, so you don't have to connect your phone to the car using an actual USB connection. So in order to do that, you may have to turn off the personal hotspot and turn on the Bluetooth. Going back to the settings and finding the Bluetooth section, and I'm gonna turn it on here. And now what I'm gonna do is look for the name of the box. So in my case, it's gonna be called Smart QD6i. Maybe yours gonna have a different name, but you will figure that out. When you tap on it, you gotta press pair and allow the contacts to sync up with the Apple CarPlay. Now immediately after you do that, your system might reboot or may not. Sometimes it does that, but if not, here's the Apple CarPlay, and to be honest, it feels pretty smooth being in a Wi-Fi connection. It's actually smoother than most aftermarket head units or receivers. If you watch my YouTube channel, I'll always do a speed test of those, but here we are browsing through Safari, through CarPlay. Now you may not have to do this, but I'm doing just as a demonstration that works pretty smooth being a Wi-Fi connection, as I said before. Overall, I really like this device. It's a step above Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Those services have their limitation, but this box basically unlocks many things that you can't have without. If you are interested in purchasing this box, I have a link in the video description, and if you use my code, you will get a discount. Thanks for watching, and click like and subscribe for more similar content. I'll see you in the next video.